Monday morning. You're still half asleep when your phone buzzes. A bank transfer confirmation, no sender, no explanation, just a number, and one sentence, $1 trillion. Spend it all in 7 days or lose everything. You read it twice, you open the app, the number is real. 13 digits sitting in an account registered to your name, and a line at the bottom in plain text. Every day you don't move it, it earns $136 million in interest. The rules come in a second message. No donations, no gifts, no financial instruments. Every dollar has to leave in exchange for something you actually own. Goods, assets, services. You spend it or it keeps you. Here's how the week goes. By 8 a.m., there's a man at your door. Dark suit, briefcase, calm. He says he's your account liaison. He'll be here every morning until it's over. By day 3, you stop noticing him. Day 1, your first instinct is property. It's everyone's first instinct. A $300 million ranch in Aspen. A waterfront compound in Palm Beach. A villa on the French Riviera that hasn't changed hands since it belonged to a Belgian king. You call the agents. Every one of them answers on the first ring. That's the first thing you learn about $1 trillion. It isn't the number, it's the ring count. Nobody ever lets you wait. By noon, you've signed on 80 properties across 12 countries. By the last contract, you can't remember what the first 3 look like. The thrill burns off in about 6 hours, so you go faster. Watches you didn't know had names. Every Bugatti Le Voiture Noire in existence. $18 million done in 11 minutes. Entire annual production runs of cars that haven't been built yet. 43 super yachts in 3 oceans. By the end of the day, you employ, on paper, 4,000 crew you will never meet. End of day 2. $25 billion spent. $975 billion left. Interest earned while you shopped. $272 million. 2 full days and you've moved less than 3%. So you stop buying the things people want. You start buying the things the world runs on. Farmland. Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. Holdings the size of a small country. Water rights across 3 states. $50 billion in physical gold, which is roughly 15% of everything the planet mines in a year. The desk goes quiet when you say it. Then it does it anyway. The price climbs 8% while your order fills. Everyone on Earth who already owned gold got a little richer, because you woke up that morning and decided to buy. Here's what nobody tells you about having more money than the world can hold. The problem was never finding things to buy. The problem is that the things big enough to absorb $1 trillion are the things that were never for sale. You try to end hunger. You can't donate, but you can buy. So you buy the grain. The 4 traders that move 90% of what the world eats. On paper, by Thursday, you are the landlord of the global calorie. Then you try to move the food. You own the wheat. You don't own the trucks, the roads, or the ports. You route supply toward the places that need it and hit a wall made of backlogs, border reviews, and governments that flag your name the moment it touches a filing. Hunger was never a shortage of food. It's a shortage of working roads and stable governments, and none of that has a price tag. You didn't feed anyone. You made grain more expensive for a week. You try to buy a country. Argentina is carrying $400 billion in debt. You offer to clear all of it in exchange for authority over a single port. The government wants the deal. The IMF calls within 4 hours. The State Department calls within 6, not to negotiate, to tell you no. Money buys a government's attention. It cannot buy sovereignty, because sovereignty was never one country's to sell. So on the last day, you go where no government's permission is required. The stock market. You don't file. You just buy. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, the whole index, largest first, working down. The first 50 billion disappears like a stone in a river, a ripple then nothing. Then the machines notice. Every trading desk on Earth is watching the same tape, and the tape says someone is buying everything, at any price. The market rises 4%, then 9, then 14. You stop buying stocks and start becoming the price. Every share costs more than the last because your own order is the news the market is pricing in. By mid-morning, the circuit breakers trip, trading halts, resumes, halts again. The SEC freezes the markets, not your account. There's a difference, and it matters. They can't stop you from having the money. They can close the rooms where money moves. London goes dark, then Hong Kong, then Tokyo in sequence. Regulators on 6 continents are on a single call, and the word they keep using isn't illegal. It's systemic. You are a weather event, and they are closing the airports. When the dust settles, you've moved $920 billion. You own controlling stakes in 14 of the 30 biggest companies alive. On paper, you are worth more than when you started. The number is meaningless. You can't sell a single share without collapsing the price you built. End of day 7. 80 billion still sitting there, and the interest never stopped. 720 million earned across the week, quietly, while you broke 4 stock exchanges trying to get rid of it. You didn't fail because you ran out of ideas. You failed because the world ran out of things it could hand you fast enough. Real goods with instant ownership, capped out somewhere near 100 billion. Everything past that takes time you didn't have, or isn't anyone's to sell, or moves in price the second you reach for it. Monday morning again. The phone is face down on the counter. The account is still open. The number still has 12 zeros, almost exactly where it started. And here's the thing you finally understand. Sitting in a kitchen that looks exactly like it did 7 days ago. The richest people alive don't spend their fortunes because the supply runs out long before the money does. And the money they can't spend keeps earning, faster than anyone could ever give it away. You were never going to win. The interest was always going to outrun you.